This is Top 30. It has been a week since the Las Vegas shooting, and investigators have asked for more time to explain the mystery behind the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. In a television interview, Las Vegas Sheriff Joe Lombardo said, "Nobody's trying to be nefarious, nobody's trying to hide anything, and what we want to do is draw the most accurate picture we can. I'm telling you, right now, today, that timeline might change again." This came after the MGM Resorts, which owns the Mandalay Bay Hotel, issued a statement saying authorities were inaccurately reporting the timeline that led to one of the worst tragedies in American history. Additionally, the Las Vegas Sheriff's Department has yet to give a definitive answer as to what happened in the 6 minutes between the moment Stephen Paddock first sprayed bullets into the hallway outside his hotel room, shooting a security guard, and when police finally arrived. And more importantly, would a quicker response time have saved lives? As America waits for the mystery behind this tragedy to unravel, the real question remains exactly the same. How does America stop these things from happening again?
These are your quick hits. At least 23 people are dead and hundreds are still missing as the Northern California wildfires rage on. More than 160,000 acres have been consumed, and at least 3,500 homes and businesses have already been destroyed, including several wineries and marijuana fields. These are the 28 women who have come forward with claims of sexual harassment and even rape against Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein. Weinstein reportedly took a private jet to Arizona on Wednesday, where he'll seek treatment for sex addiction. And check out this passenger entertaining fellow guests at a Southwest gate during a delay in New Orleans. He's gone viral with more than 15 million views. This week, President Trump signed a new executive order on health care. The order will eliminate some of the rules in the Affordable Care Act passed under President Obama. It will allow small businesses to group together to buy insurance in what are called association health plans. The companies will be allowed to team up if they're in the same state, the same line of business, or are part of the same trade groups. The association plans will avoid many of the rules under so-called Obamacare, including limiting patients' costs, banning insurers from charging higher premiums for the sick, and mandating what procedures have to be covered. The order also makes it easier for individuals to purchase short-term insurance plans. They cost less and provide more limited coverage than the plans previously allowed by the Affordable Care Act. In a tweet, the president positioned the order as a way to act on health care because Congress hadn't been able to. The White House says the order will give Americans more choices in their health plans and help them save money. Critics, including Democrats, say that by allowing the sale of less expensive plans, the order could make healthcare more expensive for sick people. Healthy people could sign on to cheaper plans, leaving older and sicker patients in traditional plans. That could then cause more health carriers to pull out of some states. The next enrollment period for the Affordable Care Act begins November 1st. We'll have to wait and see whether the Trump administration will finalize the rules in time for next year's plans.
A North American family taken hostage by the Taliban in Afghanistan was freed after almost 5 years in captivity. American Caitlin Coleman and her Canadian husband Joshua Boyle were on a backpacking trip that started in Russia. They traveled through several countries before getting to Afghanistan. The Taliban took them hostage in 2012. Coleman was pregnant at the time, and the couple had 2 more children in captivity. They appeared in several hostage videos, including this one that was released in December. They pleaded for the US government to free them. US intelligence had been tracking them and alerted the Pakistan military when the hostages were moved to a bordering town. The Pakistan military then carried out the rescue, saying all the hostages were safe, but did not release any more details.
A new study in the journal The Lancet from World Health Organization scientists and other researchers says teen obesity is so out of control that it's a crisis. Fortune magazine reports there are currently 10 times more obese teens and children in the world than there were in 1975. Research from the study indicates that obesity rates in high-income nations, including the US, have skyrocketed. The data says just shy of 20% of American girls and over 23% of American boys are obese. obese. The increasing rates of obesity in the U.S. indicate growing problems for the future of America in terms of health care. Childhood obesity is linked to adult obesity, and that carries with it an onslaught of other health issues, which include cancer, heart disease, and diabetes. Hope this story is a wake-up call to at least try to turn these stats around.
About 20,000 teachers are caught in the middle of a controversial immigration debate and could be forced to leave the country. Congress is currently debating the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or DACA. It is a program started by the Obama administration that protects undocumented immigrants brought here as children. President Trump decided to end the program, meaning more than 700,000 people originally protected could be deported unless Congress takes action. A non-profit group estimates 20,000 of them are teachers, and many are in high demand because of their ability to speak Spanish. A recent study by the Learning Policy Institute, a national education think tank, found if trends continue, there could be a nationwide teacher shortfall of almost 120,000 by 2018, meaning the deportation of these teachers would make a bad situation even worse. Let's go to the New York Stock Exchange for our Fox Business Minute with your friend and mine, Nicole Pedalides. Nicole, I'm hearing big things about America's truck buyers.
That's right, Richard. Well, American truck buyers do want to spend for luxuries like heated seats and panoramic glass roofs. Last year, they spent almost $47,000 on average on a pickup. That's more than the starting price of a luxury SUV, such as the Mercedes GLC or the Lexus RX. 5 major Hollywood studios are joining Disney in using its version of a digital movie locker. The expanded version of this service is called Movies Anywhere, and it'll let customers connect their accounts from, say, Amazon Video and Vudu accounts and access it literally anywhere. And fast food chain Arby's is known for having the meats. And this hunting season, they're really adding quite a selection to the menu. How do you like venison and elk sandwiches? The venison sandwiches will be available in all 3,300 restaurants nationwide starting Saturday, October 21st. The elk sandwich in Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana.
Nicole, tell me, where did Arby's come up with this idea?
The company said it used social media and feedback from hunters and game enthusiasts. It's worth noting that last year the venison sandwiches were sold in a handful of states, which actually sold out in minutes.
A drone company partnered with a medical company to launch the nation's first emergency drone delivery program. The drones will be used to deliver emergency equipment to cardiac arrest-related 911 calls. The goal is to get medical equipment to the scene as quickly as possible, even before the ambulance arrives. Company officials say this will be especially useful in areas with a lot of traffic. The equipment is designed for anyone to use, and the 911 operators will help instruct people on what to do when the drone arrives. The concept is being tested in parts of Nevada and could expand if it is successful.
Okay, grab the Kleenex because this video will make you feel something. Cameras in a Utah elementary school captured the exact moment an 11-year-old girl learned a judge approved her adoption into the family that had been fostering her. The foster family was granted permission to adopt the little girl along with her 2 siblings. In the heartwarming video, the girl is seen jumping with joy into the arms of the woman delivering the news. That woman is Jackie Alexander, a friend of the family who happens to work at the school. Jackie said, "This is pure testament that in a world full of turmoil and strife, there is still light and joy to be found in little everyday moments." She added, "To tell a little girl that she gets her family forever takes the cake. I can't even describe that hug." And she doesn't have to. We saw the video and we get it.
NASA is dealing with a fuel shortage and scientists are scrambling to create more. A new report by the government says the shortage could jeopardize deep space missions in less than 10 years, which may sound like a long time, but in space terms it is not. The fuel used is an element called plutonium-238, and there are programs in place to make it, but it's a long process that hasn't been mastered. In fact, the program to create it won't reach full-scale production until 2026. Engineers can use other items like batteries or solar power, but there are numerous limitations to each. Scientists say they worked through a similar shortage in 2009 and are optimistic they can do it again.
Porsche has a plan to bring in new drivers who aren't crazy about commitment, a subscription service. Porsche Passport is an app-based service that lets subscribers pick and choose the model they want to drive and when. It launches next month in Atlanta and will be available to just 50 people. The base level subscription costs $2,000 a month. That gets you access to 8 models, including a 718 Boxster, Cayman S, Macan S, or Cayenne. If that's not flexible enough for you, $3,000 a month will get you a choice of 22 different Porsches. The price of both plans includes registration, insurance, detailing, and maintenance. Those are just some of the highest costs of traditional Porsche ownership. Volkswagen, Audi, Volvo, and Cadillac have all tried out subscription plans. Experts say they'll become more common as ride-sharing apps continue to shake up car sales. Subscribers to the Porsche program still have to pay for gas, but we're guessing they can afford it. In today's hometown stories from Fox 5 Atlanta, a devastating fire destroyed Tanya Cox's house. But thanks to a quick-thinking babysitter, her twin grandsons were saved. 17-year-old Haley Arnold was watching the toddlers as Tanya ran to the store. In that short amount of time, a fire broke out.
It was just instinct, and I mean, like, they're not even my kids, and that was the first thing I could think of. It wasn't, grab my stuff. It wasn't, grab the dogs or anything like that. It was grab the kids and run.
And it was that gut instinct that made Haley a hero. In our second story, a brewery in Spokane, Washington is honoring a daring veteran. No Lie Brewery's We Are Spokane Golden Ale Series aims to share little-known stories about inspiring people from the Spokane area. Its first honoree is Colonel Samuel Gracio. During World War II, he survived a year as a prisoner of war in the Philippines. All proceeds from the sales will be donated to the Fallen Heroes Project of Washington. And in our final story from Fox 9 Minneapolis, North Star Community Rowing is a nonprofit that exposes students to sports they otherwise might not get to try. Volunteers teach kids the fundamentals of rowing, a sport many students had never heard of.
I never thought about any different kind of sports except for like basketball, football, and like softball and stuff like that.
On top of instilling the value of teamwork, the group mentors students and facilitates college tours, proving sports can be so much more than physical activity. As more shocking allegations come to light regarding movie mogul Harvey Weinstein, it's becoming more apparent that women across the board can relate to issues of harassment. From Bill Clinton to Bill Cosby, prominent men have been in the headlines for targeting women. Data reported by the Wall Street Journal points out men seem to think inequality is an issue of the past. But recent events indicate otherwise, and according to the data, women would agree they're not being treated fairly. But the question is, why? Research from Leanin.org and McKinsey Co.'s report, 2017 Women in the Workplace, shows 44% of women workers feel their managers give them less opportunities to advance in their career than men. Not only that, but the study also found that women felt their bosses are less likely to consider promoting people from a pool of diverse candidates, i.e. not white men. However, the same research says men believe even though there are fewer women in power than men, having any women in power means the issue has been handled, even though they're still a minority. Basically the notion, well, she has a high-power job, problem solved. Evidence indicates having women in charge is actually good for a company. A 2015 McKinsey study of 366 companies found having a higher number of female executives boosted things where they matter most, in the profit margin. So why do these numbers matter? Because it's not just the heavy hitters in the spotlight. This is happening all over the place and it's become normalized, like it's just the way it is. So perhaps the dirt exposed on the Weinsteins and the Cosbys of the world are just a tiny fraction of the bigger picture. Is this a feminist idea? Well, author and feminist Gloria Steinem famously said, "A feminist is anyone who recognizes the equality and full humanity of women and men." There's no overnight solution here, but acknowledging that the problem exists is half the battle. Let's not sweep this issue under the rug anymore. Let's call out inequalities and begin the domino effect of treating each other with respect. Did you know that most break-ins occur between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m.? While you're busy at work, someone could be busy breaking into your house. One way to prevent this is setting up a surveillance camera to watch your belongings when you can't, which is why we're presenting you with today's top 30 solution, Imagen Plus Cam Pro Wi-Fi HD video camera. The Imagen Studio Plus Cam Pro is a Wi-Fi camera you can access from your smartphone or tablet that allows you to monitor your home in real time, even if you're not there. It features easy wireless setup, HD capability, a built-in microphone, infrared night vision, motion triggered notifications, and a lifetime one-day cloud storage with 24-hour playback. The Imagen Plus Cam Pro Wi-Fi HD video camera sells for as much as $75, but can be yours today for just $39. That's a 48% discount. And you can get this right now at morningsave.com while they last.
Human hearts can now be kept alive by sleeping in a box outside of the body, revolutionizing the transplant industry. Right now, hearts can only be kept outside the body for a few hours before weakening, but the man responsible for developing the new technique says he's confident they'll hit the 24-hour mark, if not longer. Because they could now have a day to find a new heart, Stig Steen from Lund University in Sweden says, now we say no to a lot of good hearts. With the new way, we can take hearts from theoretically the whole world. We can get the perfect fit for each patient. Thousands of people in need of a transplant die every year in the United States. You might use a fitness tracker to count calories and steps. Authorities have used one to charge a man with murder. It was 2 days before Christmas 2015 when police entered a Connecticut home to find Richard DeBarte bleeding and bound to a chair. He said a masked intruder had tortured him and killed his wife, Connie. There were no witnesses, but there were cell phones, a smart alarm system, Facebook pages, and crucially, Connie's Fitbit. Authorities say the data contradicted Richard's alibi. He said he yelled for his wife to flee the attacker when she got home. Her Fitbit revealed she had taken more steps than her supposed route and was moving after Richard said she was killed. Police also allege Richard's devices placed him in the house after he says he left for work. Earlier this year, Richard DeBarte was charged with murder. The case is now in pre-trial hearings. Some privacy experts are alarmed at the case because they say too few consumers are aware of how much data their electronics reveal. There are also few laws around evidence collection from smart devices. One law professor told the Washington Post, "We are entering an era of sensorveillance." Richard DeBate, meanwhile, has pleaded not guilty. There was actually a previous trial that involved evidence gathered by an Amazon Alexa. Connected devices are changing the world in realms that no one could have foreseen.
Mark Imhoff changes lives with his haircuts, even though his clients are dogs. Mark, best known as the Dog Guy, is a New York City groomer who gives the red carpet treatment to rescue dogs so they can feel as good as they look, which boosts their chances of finding their forever home. Mark started grooming displaced dogs after adopting his own. Mark told Mental Floss, "A simple shower just lifted her spirits, and we thought, wouldn't it be great if someone could go groom shelter animals? And it became me." Mark's been doing this for 2 years, and you can rescue some of his best work at the animal care centers of New York City.
A new study from Yale University says you see the truth most clearly with your ears and not your eyes. The study was conducted over a series of 5 experiments with more than 1,800 participants. In all 5 experiments, the people who listened while having their view obstructed had a better understanding of what the speaker was feeling. Dr. Michael Kraus, lead author of the study, said, "Our research suggests that relying on a combination of vocal and facial cues, or solely facial cues, may not be the best strategy for accurately recognizing the emotions or intentions of others. This is because people are more practiced at controlling their actions to mask their feelings." I may well have made this whole story up. In order to know, you'll have had to have listened very closely.
Amazon is looking at new measures to stop your packages from being stolen. As shoppers buy more products online, more deliveries sit unattended outside their homes. It's even led to the rise of a new kind of theft, porch pirates. Lost or damaged deliveries cost sellers as well as shoppers. Packages were stolen from 11 million homes last year alone. 11 million. And that's why the company is reportedly working on a smart doorbell. It would give delivery drivers one-time access to your home so that packages can be left inside. Amazon might also stop porch pirates by delivering packages to your car. And with the holiday shopping season right around the corner, it'll be interesting to see if Amazon can stop porch pirates in time.
That is it for today's Top 30. Here are some stories coming up that are worth knowing about. Flu season has arrived. Experts say it's especially important to get vaccinated this year. We'll tell you why. The Army is taking a new approach to meet its recruiting goals, and a football player and a student form an unlikely friendship over cookies. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Like, follow, and subscribe to @Top30TV. Never miss a story, and we'll see you next time right here on Top 30.